Hello and welcome to UnJustified, where we always cover the truth, the facts, the good, the bad, the ugly, on an unbiased and sometimes very unpopular opinion. If you're not a member of our newest channel, Unjustified Crimes, please join us over there as well. You can hit the link in the description box below. There is where we cover all of the breaking crime news. And let's get right into today's video.
This is 26-year-old Alberto Gomez. Alberto was an unemployed waiter in Spain's capital of Madrid. Alberto is also known as the Cannibal of Los Ventas. Now, this was a nickname that was given to him by the media in 2019. In February of 2019, Alberto murdered his own mother. He then went on to consume some of her body parts, and he even fed the leftovers to his dog. And during those 15 days, Alberto dismembered his mother's body part by part. The body had been chopped into more than 1,000 different pieces. All of her vital organs had been removed. This horrific scene was uncovered by police when a friend of the family of 66-year-old Maria Gomez became concerned. When they had not heard nor seen her in a few weeks, a welfare check was called into the police for a check well-being. Alberto was already known to police because of prior violence against his mother. There was also a restraining order that was set in place. When police arrived at the front door, Alberto opened the door and he told police that he had strangled his mother. When he was asked where her body was, Alberto said nonchalantly, quote, "Me and the dog have been eating her bit by bit." End quote. Police immediately obtained Alberto and they began the search on the home. And what they found can only best be described as things that nightmares are made of. Maria's severed body parts were found wrapped in plastic wrap, and they were stored inside of lunch boxes and Tupperware containers. And these containers were found stored in every room of the house. Some of her parts were found stored in the refrigerator. Some were found stored in the oven. There was even evidence that some of her body had already been cooked and eaten on. And there were also parts that were being prepared to be cooked and setting in some sort of marinade concoction on the stove. Her intestines were even found mixed in with the trash. Many of the officers and detectives got violently ill from the overwhelming stench and the shock of what they were having to see. Alberto was then taken straight into custody, and he was charged with murder and desecration of a corpse. During his interrogation, he said that him and his mother had gotten into an argument the morning that he killed her. He claimed that he heard voices telling him to murder his mother. He openly admitted to strangling her, dismembering her body with a hacksaw and 2 kitchen knives. And then for the next 15 days, he ate on her body parts. Some parts he did cook, and some parts he ate raw. He said he fed the unwanted parts and the leftovers to his dog. In June of 2021, Alberto was sentenced to 15 years in prison for murder, and then there was an additional 5 months for the desecration of the corpse. In addition to the jail time, he was also ordered to pay his brother $60,000 in compensation. During the investigation, authorities learned that Alberto was often very violent with his mother. It was also found that his mother had gotten so afraid of him that she had filed a restraining order against him. But soon after that, she did allow him to come back into her home. She told concerned family and friends, quote, "What can I do? He is my son," end quote. At the time of the murder, the order was still active and set in place. Authorities learned through interviews with neighbors and friends that Alberto had started using, and because of the drug use, he suffered from mental illness, borderline personality disorder, and he had many strange and bizarre behavior issues that could be associated with drug psychosis. Alberto also admitted to receiving mental health care 3 times at the direction and permission of his mother, where she had signed to have him involuntarily committed. It was also learned from professionals that treated Alberto that Maria was deathly terrified of her son, as he would routinely physically attack her. The war on drugs is real, people. The drugs that is out there today literally take over one's mind, being, everything about them. They're committing acts that they would normally never do, hearing voices telling them to do these things. And just to be quite honest, this isn't an excuse they're using. I've seen this firsthand, as I say, and I'm sure many of you have as well. These people really believe what they're saying. They really believe what they're hearing. And the biggest part of the time, they believe it's literally God that is leading them to do these things they're doing. War on drugs is real, and something has to be done. Getting rid of the drugs, putting people in prison, is that really going to stop anything? No. It just continues to come over here. They continue to get it, continue to make it. It comes from overseas in every direction. People are just going to have to stop using in order for this to ever. The only way the war on drugs is ever going to end is if people stop using. Is that ever going to happen? I have my doubts. Thank you all so much for listening. And until next time, this is UnJustified. Thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave us a comment below on your thoughts of this video. And until next time, this is UnJustified.